Hi, this is Peter Godinez, your ambassador with KDY-TV, with a segment of Good Morning Oxnard. And I have the lovely privilege of introducing you to Maria Ventura, and that's not Marie Mary, that's Maria, okay? So she is actually an ambassador, a representative for Socal Gas. Now, when you think Socal Gas, you think it's this huge company. But she is here just to represent that Socal Gas is involved in this community. And so her mission purpose is to let you know how much this big company really has a community mindset. So with that, Maria, thank you so much. I know you have a very busy schedule. So I saw the limousine coming by, so I know we have a limited time frame here. But tell us, how you got into this, why are you doing this? It's such an important position.
Thank you, Peter, so much for the invitation to be here with you today. Again, I'm the Public Affairs Manager. I represent Socal Gas in Ventura County and City.
Thank you.
So I'm the face of Socal Gas, whether I'm working with elected officials, the privilege of working with elected officials, community, business, anything Socal Gas related. Think of me as the liaison to help come to fruition, success, work together.
Yes, and you are, relatively speaking, you haven't been on the job very long, but you are involved. And we had that during our conversation we talked yesterday. But tell us some of the things you're doing right now that you're doing in outreach and maybe the organizations you're working with. Would that be okay there?
No, absolutely. So I do serve on a couple of boards, and I think the overall theme is community service and being involved. So I'm on the board of the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Ventura. And just fundamentally as a company and also my personal vision and idea is that every child deserves opportunity, deserves the access to caring, loving adults. When I was asked to join that board, I absolutely said yes. Why wouldn't I want to be part of that? And I'm really passionate and care about that board. And anybody who knows me knows that I'm always asking for opportunities and ways to support that board because the children, they're our future, they deserve resources. One of the things we're working on that I'm particularly proud of is our olive branch. They're going to have, on June 4th, we're doing an open house, Notes for Notes. We have a music studio being installed there. And one of our board members, Chad Wiggins, was instrumental in bringing that. And it's over $200,000 worth of donations. So we have a full music studio, instruments, and even the music teachers are being paid for through the Notes for Notes program. How exciting to be able to bring those resources, in particular when we think of young adults, junior high, high school. Sometimes it's hard to grab them. This is something to grab them, and either we do something productive for them now, or somebody else might get their attention that won't be as positive as an influence. So that's something I particularly care about, community service. Socal Gas is proud to be supportive. And also, one of the other things I'm working on is the Economic Development Collaborative of Ventura County.
Good organization.
Wonderful organization, and I'm wearing a different hat. Right. Here I'm not hugging children, but I'm working with my peers also that are either business owners or representatives of businesses, and how can we create a positive business climate that's not only good for business, but good for the community, good for the environment, good for everybody.
Right.
We want local good jobs here.
And I would agree with you. You gave me a key word, you used the word peers.
Yes.
Is there anybody in particular, you don't have to, you can say I decline on the question, Mr. Williams. But if you could, just mention some of your peers, the mentors, the people you find educating, inspiring in the community that you value and you want to honor by just giving a shout out right now.
There are and I shared this with you. I've been in the county about 8 months, and I've had the privilege of just meeting wonderful people that have embraced me being a representative of Socal Gas. Henry Duval with Pacific Coast Business Times.
Henry Dubrock? Whoa, that's the big one. You started with the
I had the opportunity he was very gracious, and we met, and just to have his insight, and I literally was taking notes. I mean, everything he said, I was just drawn to everything he was sharing with me. Patty Birmingham, our CEO of Boys and Girls Club, I kind of use another word, but adore her.
It's a good word.
In the sense that her heart is with the children, and I can't nothing but respect someone who has to go to her life and career towards that end. I would say also some of our chamber leaders I find very inspiring. Bruce Stencil, EDBC, the Meisner family.
Wow.
I mean, there's just, I could go on and on and on.
We wish you would, but we know there's a limit to
No, I'm on
time.
the board of Concilio. Right there, we have many dynamic Latino leaders.
Oh,
And it's almost like I'd be remiss not to mention the whole
Understood.
list of folks, but I wake up every day thinking I have the opportunity not only to represent a very wonderful company, the largest natural gas distributor here in the country,
right.
but I get to meet wonderful people, whether it's people who work, who are in elected office, or county supervisors. I definitely should mention that.
There you go.
County supervisors. Recently, Socal Gas partnered with County Supervisor Zaragoza Bennett. We
Yes.
had an Earth Day event at Santa Ventura State Beach.
Right.
And I'm inspired by individuals like the two supervisors and the other supervisors as well, that it's community service. They're in there to better their community.
Right.
That's what I get to do day in and day out.
That's a good way to wake up. How do you sleep?
I think sometimes I have a little downtime. Possibilities are infinite.
Yes.
And just also the other hat I wear is I talked about being liaison for my company, represent my company, whether it's before city, county, other businesses, and there may be questions about natural gas, what's the direction about natural gas, and helping educate people. And what I want to share about that is we have conversations about renewable, about green energies. No one understands that natural gas does play a role in our future, so that's part of the education I have as well. We have new technologies we're working towards, so I think it's really instrumental and beneficial for people. They take a warm shower or they cook their food and the gas is there.
There you go.
It's inexpensive, it's reliable.
Very
We
expensive.
have a culture of safety, but helping people understand where does that all come from, what's all involved with that, and when they think of their portfolio in the future, whether it's a resident, a business, a municipality, to include natural gas in that mix.
It's a good education portion of it. And I gotta ask in regards to education, do you envision yourself in front of classrooms, in front of the colleges and talking about careers? So there's a lot of education involved in this.
Yes, and also other of my Socal Gas colleagues. When people think of natural gas, major utility, they think of engineers. And yes, I am a company with a lot of engineers, no
Yes.
surprise there.
Yes.
But we have a whole range of jobs and opportunities. Someone like me, or we have people who are in our marketing department, we have people who are in our customer service department. I mean, there's so many different types of jobs. So one of the things I like to share with people, particularly people looking for employment opportunities, look at SoCalGas.com. There's plenty of opportunities there. And also, like many other organizations, we're experiencing the next few years, over 50% of our workforce will be eligible for retirement. That's great for someone in my generation and younger. This is a company that does have a lot of opportunities, so
I
that's why I put it out there.
I can't help but think that even though I'm sure you're a mentor for several types of diversities in this culture, in this community especially, and I can't help when I'm at the Oxnard School District and just see all the kindergarten through high school Latina females that I know, and the power that resides within those individuals. And not say the guys aren't empowered too.
Yeah, they're powerful.
But you are just being a role model for potentially some empowered young ladies at this point to change the course of how our culture is, our community is, in the near future.
I think when we take a step back, and I take it back, I think we all need to think about where we come from, and I think about my mother.
Yes.
And she's 4'11", and she's a dynamo, and I'm still scared of her to this day.
There you go.
And she tells me maybe bigger, but I can still.
I don't know. I'm afraid of her too.
So she has a good arm. That's what I have to say. And Mama didn't play, and she still doesn't. But she doesn't. It's like.
You see, Mama don't play. Is that the term?
She does not.
Right there.
She does not. But she told me, and she gave me this from the very beginning, you are as valuable, as important as anybody else, whether it's any nationality, male,
Thank
female,
you.
rich, poor. I learned that, and on the converse is, so that's how I feel about myself, that's how I feel about others. So whether I'm interacting with male, female, different people, different backgrounds, we're all valuable. We all have some resources, talents to bring together. So my message is always a message of unity, and if I, in my role and other roles I've had in the past, can help inspire a young person to say, I never thought of that. A person who looks like me can have these type of roles or these type of leadership roles. I embrace that. I welcome that. And I have had mentors and mentees in the past, and I've mentored as well. I think we all need to work together and help each other.
No, and I tell you, I'm kind of seeing the future, but your presence, you walking into, that's why I asked you about education, and you used the word adore, right?
Yeah.
Remember that? But I envision when you walk in, there's certain profiles who are just going to see you first time and just adore you and be interested and then get engaged and maybe be sidetracked from negative circumstances and focus on you. That's a lot of pressure.
And like I should talk about education. This morning I came from a Link Learning Alliance. Ventura County Community Alliance is working on that, and Socal Gas is a partner. We're supportive of that effort, and it goes back to, we mentioned the young ladies, also young men, whoever it happens to be. But what I find really exciting, as does our CEO of our company, Dennis Ariola, is supportive also of Link Learning, is that it gets the young adults, young high school students, access to business leaders, business environments, maybe internships or hands-on experience. When we think of young adults, well, we can teach them the curriculum, but we've got to educate these young people to be the employees of the future. What do employers want?
In the near future,
Yeah.
I can't help the Link Learning is associated with Gabe Solnacchio.
Yes.
And then also Marianne Rooney, so I did mention your name, so that's so good. Bella mentioned that, so you're in the name of Henry Dubrov. So we have you hang around some VIPs.
No, and Marianne
Rooney.
I am involved on behalf of Socal Gas because of Marianne. She reached out and mentioned that to me, and I shared something with Marianne that was kind of, I think people wouldn't necessarily think this, but I had worked for a school board member in Los Angeles, and Link Learning was one of the major initiatives that I was supporting and working on behalf of my boss at that time. So when I met with her, I explained, I know Link Learning like really, really well.
And that's important.
So,
it's very significant, very significant.
I think part of that background helps mold and shape my sincere interest in young adults. We have to be there for them.
No, there's no doubt. I'm glad that you mentioned that because the number of significant people that you hang around. So I'm glad we were able to do a shout out for those two. So with that, I would love to find out from you if you would look at the audience and just say, what are some of the things you need that you can just really get out there? So if you were to look asking for encouragement or whatever introductions, what would you say to this audience here?
And I'm going to answer that a little bit differently.
Okay.
What I would like and need assistance is, and this is a wonderful venue for that, is helping residents and community members understand about resources that are available to them. I think I'll be fine in the long term because the people here in the county are so generous and helpful. Because no one can do it alone. So we all need to collaborate and work together. But I do want to share information like the CARE program through Socal Gas. If you are a low-income individual, you can receive up to 20% off your bill. And I think a lot of people just don't know about that.
Well, let's tell them now.
And if you've ever been in a situation where money's a little tight, 20% off can really help. And also, there are weatherization efforts that we have on behalf of Socal Gas. So if you're low income up to a certain level, mid-income as well, we can support efforts to help weatherize your home, to help reduce the loss of energy. And the goal is to also save money through those efforts. So if those are some programs that individuals may be curious, do I qualify or not? I'll share a number they can call. It's 1-800-331-7593. And again, it's 1-800-331-7593. That's our call center. They'll take your application over the phone. We also have a payment center here in Oxnard that's off of Rosa Gonzalez. The folks are encouraged to walk in there, ask for an application. They can fill it out there. What I know what I would do is go on SocalGas.com because I'm that kind of person, and just visit. There's just so many resources. that I know it's challenging for any organization to promote what's available, but also for community members to know this is something. And I should mention when folks visit our payment center, there's English, Spanish language capabilities. If we need a translation, we can do that via the phone. But with the phone number, they can also provide other languages. We have some of the Asian languages. I know we have Tagalog. We have a lot of different languages, English and Spanish.
Nice.
And I have to throw out there, I'm fully bilingual, hablo español. So my mother would kill me if I didn't, so I didn't have a choice.
Where's your mother live, just real quick?
My mother lives in Hesperia, California, which
I know where it is.
a random fact. 3-piece-of-acre property. They have horses running around, and that's their retirement home. That was their dream home. No neighbors.
So you get a chance to hear physically, so that's a good thing. Okay. So with that, thanks again. I thought this was educational, inspiring, and entertaining as well. And I want to thank you for sharing this information with our audience. So much success, Godspeed. And with that, this is Peter Godinez, your ambassador with KDUI TV, with another version of Good Morning Oxnard. Until next time.